Hello and welcome everybody, one and all these sliders, to yet another glorious episode of the Trial and Aaron podcast, but we call it The Tap. I am your host, Aaron, and we are just in the thick of spooky season, baby. Had some pretty good engagement, dare I say, on the YouTubes with the top candies. Hopefully that didn't disappoint. I was able to spew off enough vitriol and emotion to just entice the ears. If I could just bang those eardrums ears with some good content, damn it. But yeah, Instagram, hey, got a couple of likes. I just got a Canva premium account, and I'm just throwing all the stuffs at you. Had a little moving cover art on the gram the other day. It was fantastic. And I'm not going to stop there. I'm not going to stop there when it comes to the cover art for every episode. I'm not going to stop with this spooky theme since we're in October. It's also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Do not forget that. And I'm going to keep up with the spookiness and give you today on the tap my top 10 scary, spooky movies, like just China stuff that gives you the heebie-jeebies. And usually I only entertain spookiness, scary movies or whatever around this time of year. Other than that, I don't go out. It's not a condiment that I want on my movie sandwich. I don't want it. I don't need it. I see its value in overall like cinema, the horror genre. I've gotten so many laughs because this time of year I'll also more watch 80s/90s/70s horror movies that are just so bad you've almost never heard of them. Maybe you have, but they're just so the acting's horrendous, the graphics, the cheesiness. It's adjacent to porn level acting, except that no porn ever comes. I mean, yeah, there's plenty of smut in the movie, but it's that bad of acting, and it's so funny to watch, and I love it, and I get off to it. Why not? This is the terrible movies. They're just beyond entertaining. But I got some legit picks. But before that, I wanted to share briefly. Just I wouldn't want to rub it in your face. I went to a Renaissance Fair in Hollister, California, 2 hours south, 2 hours 15 minutes, right past Gilroy, and it's the second one I've ever been to. Next year, I want to go a little further with the costume. I was cool rogue guy. I had this nice vest I got from Spirit last year. Have the leather bracers. I just wear a button-up shirt. Pop that collar. I pop the vest collar. And then I also have my Grandpa Jack's bolo tie that I loosen up, and it turns into a bolo medallion, which is sick. Like that? And I feel good. I look the part. I definitely want to have a weapon. I want to find out how to have like over-the-shoulder dagger placement, because I got the dagger, I just don't know how to get it fitted around the shoulder. I also have a nice leather holster for a revolver, like a legit one, and I want to get like a fake little revolver to put in there next year for the next Ren Fair I go to. A little steampunky, definitely want to get those circle glasses with the brass cover over the orbitals. I want to go all out. This year, quasi went all out. I went solo dolo down there. Next year, definitely have to have a legion of nerds get their asses down there and have a gay old time, because I know I did. Went down there, got there Friday, stayed at Casa de Fruta. It's a cool little resort. There's a little mini hotel. It's an RV park. They have some cabins, but within walking distance, there's a Chevron. There's a wine and snack store / deli, and then they have a restaurant it's a step above Denny's, I'll say, but you get that same vibe. But it's dope. It's a nice little mini resort. Families running about, and got there day prior, found out, there's a fire right near the house. Thank God I'm gone, right? There's a fire busted out, but Winters Fire Department went and put that out up 128. And I enjoy a couple of bevies. I do some tap work. I did a little editing, damn it. And watched some baseball. Then the next day, it was go time. Got up early, organized my Magic cards, because Ray McIntyre, you son of a bitch, I'm coming for you. Everybody, Ray's got this white deck. Damn it all, I got this black deck with a red combo. Get ready for the red and black, baby. It's coming for you, Ray Mac, tomorrow. But tomorrow means Wednesday the 23rd, so, Back to the Future whenever you're listening to this, because it's not coming out tomorrow. Got to edit it still. I digress, dear God. I start drinking early, and not so heavily, but working up a sweat, as metaphors go. Just had my breakfast, couple breakfast taquitos from Chevron, because I will not have a tapeworm from them or anything like that. Had a little tequila with a Celsius energy drink after I had my coffee. I was up at like 6:30. Game time, Ren time starts at 10, and I'm not exactly sure how far away. It is maybe a quarter-mile walk down a frontage road, and it was just fantastically, just everything. Location, where I was staying, I was able to drink my drink, had an edible, and just took off. I had my backpack on me. Took a little tour, just talked to a guy about this axe that he had. People are in full armor, a lot of guys in dresses, not so many women folk in the like full plated armor division, but like maybe I just missed him. But it's just every walk of nerd, freak, social misfit, everybody's out there, including yours truly. Everybody's dressed up. I put on a little war paint, a little eye black. Felt good. Felt really good. Damn it. I'll do it again too. I still got the eye black. I'm going to put it on next time I dress up as Cool Rogue. And dear God, everybody's letting their freak flag fly. And it was just fantastic. People are down to earth. I went and had steins of mead. I had the drinks. I got a nice, there's a quarter in there, but I paid $5 for 10 crystals. Behold their glory. These crystals. Yes. Oh, China. My goodness, I'll put them back in a little baggie that has stars and moons on it because it's so lame. By the way, like it's lame but also awesome. If you've never been to a Ren Fair, there's swords, there's knives, there's armor, there's leather work, there's rentable costumes, there's knife throwing, there's fencing to learn how to fence, there's drinks, there's shows, there's comedy, there's jousting, there's so much goddamn fun to be had. If you're poo-pooing on Ren Fair because people are dressing up, dress up once in your life. Maybe you're just scared. Oh, I'm too cool to do it. Whatever. People went there and they weren't even dressed up. A guy had a onesie, a Deadpool onesie on. Some people just didn't even dress up. It's not required to dress up. You can still go and have fun. And you can spend a ton of money. And I spent it. Yeah, got a deal on that. Also, I got this little boo, this adorable little ghost from someone who claimed to be a fae. And if anybody doesn't know what a fae is, you don't want to take trinkets from them. They only mention this after the fact. Because in my time in Dungeons and Dragons, Dungeon Master David, shout out to David Sassenrath. Fae are these tricky kind of Cheshire Cat-esque creatures. Like they can be any kind of creature, but they're kind of mythological and they're all crafty with their words and get you to make deals with them. And then later on, you're like, oh, but you didn't mean that. If I did this, she's like, oh no, they'll trick you with their grammar and then you'll end up owing them big. It's kind of like, if you ever seen Bedazzled, I know this is an obscure reference, but Bedazzled, starring Elizabeth Hurley and Brendan Fraser, he sells his soul to the devil and she gives him 7 wishes, whatever. And the first handful of wishes, it's all for comedic effects, like different skits of his wishes. He wishes for something grandiose. He wants to be rich and powerful. Turns out he's a drug dealer, a cartel member, and he gets blasted at the end. He wants to be a NBA player. He's this dope-ass NBA player, but he has a tiny wiener. So there's just these little, oh, you didn't mention that kind of, they're crafty little bastards, little lawyers they are. Wow. And anyways, don't take something from the Fae. They said they'd find me. Luckily they didn't, but I feel like, I don't know, hopefully karma doesn't work against me in this regard. That's dope, but what I really want to do is just flaunt my purchases. This one I got for me. This is a nice little wooden D&D dice holder, and I also got some metal dice to boot. They're all, they got their wolf heads on them. This one, I didn't really check the D20, which I should have, because some of the art is a little, let's see here, a little off. You can barely tell, but it's dope. There's just wolf heads everywhere. I was happy for it. I was also intoxicated. Happy I made this purchase though. I can keep things in here, and of course it's the Fellowship. That's the move. Let's go. Love the Fellowship. Anyways, Renaissance Fair, great time. Was tempted by some lusty wenches. Oh, do you have a Ren Fair wife? Being a good boy I am. Anyways, it was a great time. If you've never been to a Ren Fair, go to one, especially this one. Northern California Renaissance Faire in Hollister. Hopefully it's there next year. And on that note, let's move on to these goddamn movies. Let's see here. All right. So these movies, let me tell you. Not a huge horror movie buff, but I've seen enough to and seen enough movies in general to develop some kind of point of view on them, because I'm not in it for scared enough in life as it is. I don't need movies just piling it on. So at number 10, let's just jump right into it. Signs, I believe, came out 2003. Went and watched it in theaters for some reason, because I wasn't huge on scary movies back in 2003 when I was 13. Yeah. Went there and was so goddamn scared. Joaquin Phoenix and Mel Gibson in there. They're scared, and it ends in a way where I felt like kind of invigorated just at the end, tossing the water all over the aliens, which was kind of lame. But seeing that alien when there's a news story, and what you're about to see may disturb you. It's this like Mexican party, and their camera's looking down this little alleyway, and the alien just abruptly just walks across, and that jump scare, it was tasteful, but it was just damn. I'm not a huge M. Night Shyamalan ding dong guy, but that one, Signs, that's going down. I'll take that one. I'll give you that one, Shyamalan. I will give you that one. Old Signs. Number 9. This one scared the crap out of me. I haven't seen it since. I don't want to. That's how much it just freaked me out. Maybe I'll laugh at it nowadays, but Candyman. I think it came out late 80s, early 90s. He's one of the bad guys on the island from The Rock. That's how I remember him. The kind of second in command, because there's Rommel, that's Ed Harris, and then there's this like second in command, this little short guy, and then there's the taller black dude who's like, you could just tell like he's about that killing life in The Rock. 1996 did The Rock come out? Hold on, now I gotta check. The Rock, not the wrestler. I'm going 96. It seems early, but
big meaty
not the Rick.
claws.
The Rock. 96. Let's go. Yay me. God yes. Anyways, this guy is the Candyman. You say his name. It's kind of like the Bloody Mary thing. You say his name 3 times in the mirror. He comes and kills you, and it's just disturbing. I hadn't seen anything like it before. It just scared the poop out of me. So Candyman, you're making the list, but I'm not happy about it. I just have to acknowledge you. Number 8, the old Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the old one from the 70s. The way it's shot, seeing what the people discover, and kind of the old, poor production quality of it, that kind of old school vibe to what you're seeing. Not that necessarily it's bad, but just the kind of graininess of it, for some reason, made it so much scarier, because they're just in a remote area with nothing but these psychopaths. They walk into this room that has skin, and just, it's filthy, and just everything, it's stuff of nightmares, and it just makes your skin crawl. It's done in such a good way, and the Leatherface just swinging the chainsaw around, seeming invincible. It's just a chainsaw wielding maniac wearing someone else's face is not a foe that I don't think anyone wants to encounter in life, unless you're all hopped up on drugs and are looking to kill this guy. I don't know, if you got a posse around you, like, all right, maybe round up the boys, shoot up the house. I don't know. That guy's got to go. Old Leatherface, get him. Oh my God. Anyways, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I digress. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Ugh. Number 7. At number 7, we have It, the new It with Bill Skarsgård. Yes. Sorry, Tim Curry, your It's just not cutting it. After listening to this book for 48 hours on audiobook, which is a hell of a listen. Get Audible, get Libby. No, get Libby, and it's a rental. It's just from your library. You just need a library card, and you can listen to it for free. It is such a great audiobook. But this movie really comes to life. I didn't want to see it. I just knew I had to. God, when it come out, damn near a decade ago. But it was such a great movie. Objectively, there's funniness in it. It's scary. You just can't help but want to watch it. You're just a fly or a mosquito just getting lured in by this blue light, just wanting to get by this red balloon, going in there and just experiencing it. You just had to experience it. I haven't seen the second one just yet. Have I? Maybe I have. Yeah, anyways, I know how it ends. And like I say, Bill Skarsgård does a great job. Iconic role. The new It. Number 6. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. What have I done? Screw it. Number 6, I have The Shining. I put this twice because I'm a dummy. I can't count to 10. The Shining is so good. Jack Nicholson is so good. The music, the iconic. I also listen to this on audiobook. Stephen King nut, and it's equally as good. There's so much more wackiness, zaniness that goes on in in the book, but in the book, the black guy doesn't die. Damn it. I hate it when he just gets axed. Jack Nicholson just comes out, it just puts an end to this man. Scatman Jones, I think. But it's such a creepy movie. It's so obscure, and just the slow cuts, the music, the sounds, the everything. Red Rum, indeed. It's the perfect horror movie. What can I say? You have to watch it. You don't want to see it, you gotta see it. It is The Shining. Number 5, Dear God. Oh, Paranormal Activity. Paranormal Activity was so goddamn scary. I remember seeing it in San Luis Obispo with the homie Robbie Emery. And he was living freshman year. I just road trip down to my Bronco, 96 Bronco.
Jeez,
Such a
Rick.
tasty vehicle.
Jeez, Rick.
And we went to go see this movie, and I cannot be. This is probably the most frightened I've ever been in theaters because everything seemed so real. And I was like, Robbie, we're sleeping in your dorm. I'm sleeping underneath your bed, because he had like one of those quasi bunk beds where you're elevated, but you just put all your stuff underneath it in the little space. I was sleeping under there, and I was like, we're keeping the bathroom light on all night long, sweet Susie. Keeping that shit on. I was so scared. That movie was so damn scary, and it was kind of had the Blair Witch Project vibe to it. You're not sure if it's real or not real, whatever. There's a little mystery shrouding around it, so your imagination's just what you just believe it's happening, and it's done in a way that doesn't seem so overly wacky with the monster beast. It's so subtle, the subtlety of it, Jaws-esque. Because yes, you get a huge monster in that, but there's a lot of the hints. There's the tease, the music, just the jabbing at your fear. What can I say? Paranormal Activity. The subsequent ones, I don't think anything will be as good as the first, or as culturally impactful. After that, we have Cabin in the Woods, which is not really that scary. It's has the mask of a scary movie, but it is nothing short of pure entertainment. Chris Hemsworth is in it, and he gets whacked in such a funny way. You realize what you're seeing is not necessarily what you believed that this movie was going, because it just catches you off guard, but you're just about it because it just gets wackier and wackier and so funny, and you just buy into it. Sigourney Weaver's in it at the end. Like it's just fun. It's a fun movie. It's a fun movie with a hint of horror about it. That's the flavor as advertised, but like white people making hot sauce. Oh, it's hot.
About that.
No, sir. But anyways, moving on. Cabin in the Woods, super fun. 3, Alien, back on the like legit spooky track. Alien is such all of its cultural impact aside of Sigourney Weaver being like essentially the first female protagonist in this way, where she's the hero. She's the one just macho manning this shit and saving the day and surviving. Just thinking of the xenomorph, the alien is the perfect predator. The alien is it is inevitable. It is going to come to you and it's going to kill you. And the way it's born, my God, the thing goes on the face because you've never seen anything like that. And I will say the cinematography, the ship, the scale of the ship for a 70s movie, and you're seeing a space shot. I'm not sure how good Star Wars looked back in the day. I mean, I thought it looked good. You don't really think it's from the 70s, but it does a great job at showing the scale of the ship. It doesn't seem like it is secluded in tagline, movie from the 70s, because it really take the technology, sure, a little bit, but everything seems sound. It's ageless. We can watch it now and it seems, futuristic ship, an alien horror that burrows, like goes down your esophagus and then bursts out of your fucking chest. That was nuts because nobody has ever seen that before. Like that just, yes, there's violent, bloody movies of the past, but something like that is nuts. That is nuts. I think it's Ridley Scott, you wild man. That, and then, the guy who played Bilbo, the OG Bilbo. Forget his name, but him being an android and just kind of turning against Sigourney and just bleeding white. You see white coming down. It's so, and the noise he makes and just the violence of his movements, how sudden they are, how jerky they are. I don't know. For me, that kind of version of body horror is pretty scary. Body horror, not a big Hellraiser guy, or, to an extent, but I'm not getting off on it. I'm not necessarily just, I can't wait to see body horror. It's part of the story, I guess. But anyways, Alien. Speaking of body horror, The Thing. The Thing is number 2. And number 3, I also had Predator right next to it because Arnold Schwarzenegger, Carl Weathers, Jesse the Body Ventura, and all those other freaks. It's such a muscle fest. It's scary. It's iconic, and I can't say enough about it. I could do an entire episode dedicated to Predator, but we'll save that for later when I do a watch-along, where we watch the movie, and then I'll just provide you funny commentary all the while. Anyways, Alien, Predator, then The Thing. Yes, The Thing. Kurt Russell, that's a winner already. And just that opening sequence of a bunch of guys like shooting after this dog, and then the Americans are like, what the hell's going on here? They're stuck in Antarctica, which is such a unique story spot for everything to take place. And then it just goes on from there. It is absolutely wild because you think the day is saved, but you're not exactly sure what this thing is, and you just can't trust anybody. The lengths they go to, the sudden attacks, or the dogs becoming possessed, or just these wild creatures, these wild things. It's the perfect name for a movie. It seems rather obscure, but it fits it because we don't know what we're dealing with. This polymorph, this skinwalker, this changer. It's nuts. Like when you think about it, because some of the people, the thing will take the shape of a body that it's killed. And at some points, the characters are all interacting or whatever. You just don't know it's the thing. So these guys are talking to this thing that is just this amorphous, guttural blob, this whatever it is, the thing. God, drinking every time I say that. Sorry. And then at number 1, I have The Shining, but I think we're gonna give it to The Mummy. Ha! No, that one I screwed up. I'd say, why not? The Mummy. The Mummy is the perfect, because I would say it's technically horror because it's derived from the old school Mummy movie from like the 30s or 40s, and there's some scary moments in it. There's some like scarab skeletons eating people alive. The Mummy himself literally killing all those Americans that took the jars and just ripping their flesh from their bodies. And it's just, there's fun, there's action, it's got a little bit of everything. I heard Brendan Fraser say that in an interview one time. It literally has a little bit of everything. It is along the lines of Cabin in the Woods in terms of sheer entertainment, but the horror aspects of it, I still remember being a little afraid. It did tickle the fear pickle a little bit. Not a pickle I yearned to have tickled, but it's like respect. It scared me a little bit. So there it is. Yeah, The Mummy. That one's for you, Case Boys. Y'all love it. And we're going to move on to the honorable mentions. I'll just put it all out there because I don't know horror movies the best. I'm sure there's a wide variety of indie movie films that people might be like. Hopefully I'm fortunate enough that people subscribe to the tap and then leave comments that are movie schnobs and say, hey, you missed XYZ, Elemental P, and all the others. Because there's so many movies out there, especially horror movies, that I'm just not as accustomed to them. However, I'll just tip the cap then to the Psychos, the Frankensteins, the Mummy, Invisible Man, Swamp Things, like the classics, Wolfman, and there's a ton of others that people will hail as cult classics. Some, I was going to put Silence of the Lambs on there, but I thought that was more of a psychological thriller than necessarily like horror. There's scary moments, dramatic moments, and Hannibal Lecter's definitely, well, that segues into what I want to talk about next week, because he's definitely stuff of horror. Most definitely Hannibal Lecter is stuff of horror, but I would say more of a crime drama psychological thriller. You like that? With hints of horror, but not like a bona fide horror movie. Anyways, Hannibal Lecter, what a guy. What a murderer. What a psychopath. I really fancy him because, not, the typical white girls fantasizing about serial killers, but in movies, there are a number of really renowned killers, fictional killers, which is what I want to talk about in a future episode coming out this month, because fictional killers are just so much fun to think about, to see why they do what they do, their charisma, and hopefully I can throw some zingers your way, or a couple of names that you wouldn't see coming, maybe a protagonist. I'll toss it out. I mean, say like a James Bond. Over the years, how many people has James Bond murdered in the name of the Queen? He's going out there. Every movie, he has no less than 20 bodies he's stacking up. So expand that for movies going on for decades. How many people has James Bond killed? When is enough? How many people must die for England to truly be safe? If I know. But James has killed them all. Anyways, I digress. Favorite fictional killers, but I also, here's a tease for what I want to set up for next week, because I met this lady at the, my goodness, at the Renaissance Fair, and she had dope makeup, tatted all over hell, and I was just started shooting this shit with her, and she's been part of Renaissance Fairs for decades. She's grown up doing it. She owns, oh my goodness, like a crystal shop, Serena, and she also claims to be a witch. She claims to be from a line of witches that are derived from Italy. And I asked her if she'd be down to do the tap sometime and talk about witchcraft, what she's seen. She said she's seen people float. I know I'm talking of a big storm, but damn it, a storm's a-coming. I'm going to get her on the tap, a little Zoom tap, and you crafty sons of bitches will be a little more enlightened on Renaissance fairs and witchcraft and spooky things. I'm sure she's seen ghosts, whatever. Like, I want to just ask all the questions and just get a better idea for her walk of life. Slipping on those shoes or sandals or whatever those witches wear. Anyways, I've been yakking and yammering. Those are the top scary movies. That is a Renaissance rant. Gotta do a little editing. I'm gonna get this out to y'all on the tap. And until next time, everybody, I love you. Subscribe, share, comment, get this thing going, baby. Anyways, love you. Bye-bye.
You lose! Good day, sir!